G'day, ZiggyD here with another Path of Exile guide. In this video I'm going to be taking an in-depth look at the Orb of Chance, how it works, what it can do, and the best ways for you to be using it, what items you should be using it on, if any at all. So the Orb of Chance, at its very core, upgrades a normal item to a random rarity. That's what it says in the tooltip, pretty obvious stuff. That means you can upgrade a white item, so a normal item, to a magic item, so a blue, or to a rare, which is a yellow. However, something that some people miss or still don't know yet is that you can also have a chance, an Orb of Chance has a chance of rolling a unique item if you use it on the right type of item. So not every white item in the game has a unique associated with it. Like, I'm pretty sure there's no unique Citadel bows. So if I use it on that, I have a chance of rolling only a magic and a rare. However, if I was to use it on the Onyx Amulet instead, which has 3 uniques tied to it, then I would have a chance of rolling one of those uniques. So this sort of feeds into this idea that you should be using the Orb of Chance on something that has a potential of rolling a very valuable unique so that you can potentially even make a profit on it, but also something that has, you know, if it rolls a rare, if it rolls a good rare, you're still going to get some value out of it as well. Let's say you've got 500 Orb of Chances and you want to try and make the most potential profit off those chance orbs, off using those chance orbs. Then you want to be using them on something that is either going to roll a very good unique, a magic which is worth nothing to you, just a few alteration shards, or potentially a rare that could be worth a bit. So the Onyx Amulet is a good example of this, because you know rare Onyx Amulets are very good while leveling, and they're very good in the late game, very popular, but also the uniques associated with the Onyx Amulet are quite valuable as well. So first up I'm going to give you guys a list, and I'll overlay this on screen, of probably the most valuable white items to be chancing at the moment based on the unique alone, so not the rare. Now this is something that will change over time, so if you're watching this video, you know, in a few months time, then this could change. There could be more uniques now, or these uniques that I'm listing off might not be as valuable. However, it still should be a good guideline of the ideas you want to look for. So this is quite a long list, and I'll just roll off a few of them, but I think the top 4 are the only ones that you should really be bothering with. So the first one is the Glorious Plate, which is an eye level 68 armor chest piece, and that can roll the Calm's Heart. Now that is a very, very valuable unique, so, and also rares in that are quite valuable as well, so that's definitely worth rolling, and that easily comes in at number 1 as it's the most valuable unique in the game at the moment. Especially in hardcore, that's a very valuable unique just for the amount of life it gives you, and also because people tend to die with them, so there's always a pretty good demand for that sort of item. The next one is the Imperial Bow, which has the potential of rolling, which is eye level 66, and has the potential of rolling Lionized Glare, which is the most popular bow in the game. The next one is the Occultist Vestment, which is eye level 62 energy shield armor, and that has a chance of rolling the fairly new unique Chevron's Wrappings, which is quite popular because its implications in, you know, sort of like low life CI builds essentially. And then the final one is the one I've already talked a little bit about, the Onyx Amulet, which starts at eye level 20, and from that point onwards you can actually get all of the different uniques associated with the Onyx Amulet, so you can start rolling that. Then that has a potential of rolling Carnage Heart, the Eye of Tuyula, and Astramentus, which are all quite valuable, Astramentus probably being the most valuable out of those. There's quite a few more to this list that you can potentially roll if you want to maybe to go for one of these uniques, and I'll overlay those on screen. They include the Gold Ring for Andvarius, the Sapphire Ring for Dream Fragments, Mesh Boots for Wake of Destruction, Champion Kite Shield, Titanium Spirit Shield, Karui Maul for the Moroi Urki, Maul's pretty popular, the Engraved Wand which at level 40, and the Maelstrom Staff at level 60 for Taran's Shiver, which is becoming quite popular, becoming more popular actually with Freeze Pulse builds. So there's quite a few options, but again, I only really recommend those first 4 as they have the most potential value to the uniques alone. So let's say you're leveling up, and you know, as you reach level 20, that's when you can start really going for the Onyx Amulets. However, you could, you know, be going for Andvarius on the Gold Rings before then, from level 8. However, I think it's worth saving up all of your chance orbs until you can start really doing those high level ones. The only reason I really recommend Onyx Amulets is because that you can roll those rares on it. So if you're constantly doing Onyx Amulets just as you level and things like that, you're always going to have a chance of rolling one of those uniques, which, you know, would be a very big boost in value for you, like very good economic gain for you. But you can also get rare amulets which you might be able to use, like You know, pretty much whenever I get an Onyx Amulet and an Orb of Chance, I use them together because I'm always in need of better Onyx Amulets, and you know, if I happen to roll one of those uniques, that'd be pretty good stuff. So let's talk about the actual chances, because we do have some information on this. Now, I just want to click over to this thread here. This is something that the community has been sort of keeping for a while now, especially in closed beta. People did a lot of it, but basically they were tallying their Orb of Chance rolls, what they got out of them. And eventually the developers also commented on a few of these things, a few things here. So if I scroll down to here, there is some developer quotes. Probably the most important one here is that Chris said that, although I'm not going to comment on the unique rates, from the memory, Chance Orb converting to Rare Orb should be something like 1 in 5.4. So that's pretty good knowledge there. And if we actually go over to Exile stats, the Alchemy Orb to Chance Orb rate is usually around 4 to 1. Now obviously that's not quite as good as the 5.1, but you know, sometimes you might have to use scourings, or I wouldn't invest in Chance Orbs over Alchemies unless you plan on using them. I think the Alchemies, they're a sure thing, so they're always a bit more valuable. But something else that I have found out previously, I think it was said on stream, so there's no actual quote of it, is that the chance of rolling a unique, so you've got your 1 in 5.4 chance of rolling a rare, but your chance of rolling a unique is somewhere around 1 in 500. Now, the way that this works when you have multiple types of uniques associated with the base item, which will happen more and more as more uniques are added into the game, is a little bit unclear, but you don't have an even chance of rolling all three. So there's 3 uniques available on the Onyx Amulet. You don't have an even chance of rolling each one of those. Now, we don't know exactly what those chances are. It will take way too much testing to try and figure that out. However, your chance of rolling any unique on the Onyx Amulet should be the same, so 1 in 500 should be the same as, you know, like rolling the unique Chevron's wrappings if you're chance orbing the Occultist Vestments. So you're always going to have that 1 in 500 chance. Now that isn't guaranteed. If you use 500 chance orbs, you might never get one, and you know, you might get. So I've heard someone report that they used 5 chance orbs and managed to get like 2 or 3 lionized glares, something ridiculous like that. And so the RNG gods can be quite fickle with that, but that gives you a good idea. You know, you have the 1 in 5 chance of rolling a rare, which is quite good while you're leveling, you know, a good source of new rares, and sometimes the rares can sell for quite a bit on their own as well, but getting those uniques is well worth it if you're chancing the right item types. So what about if you're not really a big gambler, if you're not really big on gambling, and you want more of a guaranteed profit? Because, as I said, you could use 500 chance orbs and never get a good rare, or never get a unique that's really worth, like, never get the unique that's worth anything, or never get a rare that's worth anything. So it is always going to be a gamble with chance orbs, and you know, that's a lot of the fun and the appeal for a lot of people. However, you can get that guaranteed value. You know, if you want to change trade, as I showed you guys here, the exchange rate, as listed on Exile stats, is 4 to 1, so you could trade them up for alchemies and have that guaranteed value, and plenty of people really enjoy gambling on chance orbs, so there's always a pretty good market for people looking to buy them. So if you want that guaranteed value, you can do that. So just before I'm going to use my 1 chance orb here on this Onyx Amulet just to see if I get a unique. We got a magic. That pretty much seems to be always the case. I think I've used like 5 or 6 today and gotten all magics. Oh well, that's gambling. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm ZiggyD, and thanks for watching.